That question, I felt grief, like the loneliness, that it can be very, very lonely. Your question really, like, how do you get in the room? I mean, not all of y'all can go out and learn to play golf today, but learning to put myself out there, and I think realizing for me that, I don't know if it's being, raised here in Portland, I was a good girl in school, and I always kind of waited for the invitation. Jenelle, come to the head of the class. But no one invites you later on, and in business, and no one invites you. So feeling comfortable to invite myself, to knock on doors, to introduce myself, to really put myself out there. And I'll say that the community that I've met with here in Portland, the business community, has been incredibly inclusive. I have felt very welcomed. I have felt very, very supported. I've had so many people cheering for me. It's just that I was invisible. And so once I realized, I'm just invisible, I just gotta be a little louder and do this thing, and I'm right here, and look what I've done, and getting comfortable being like, can I tell you my stats and my numbers? You're not supposed to talk about that, right? Don't talk about money, don't talk about, and I have to be like, here's what I've done, here's what I've accomplished, please take me seriously. And I don't know what it's like for other people in business, but I know that I just have to do that to get my foot in the door, so that when I'm at a meeting, people don't just assume that I'm taking notes for my white guy partner, which happens, all the time. I've been told, by commercial brokers in town when I'm looking at property, they're like, so who are we waiting for? And I'm like, me down here, right here. I'm the owner, I'm gonna lease this place. And I'm gonna take all your business. And I loved your point. Wayne was saying, is like, eventually they see green, and I have to say that I use being a woman in business to my advantage every single day. Every day. I used to compete for business out in the market, and what's the difference between this realtor and this realtor? And once the power of, I'm from a female-owned brokerage, there are a lot of people who hire me just because of that. And where are you gonna go if you're a minority, a queer, a female agent in town? You only have one woman in town to work for. You're gonna come to me. I mean, there's a competitive advantage. So at some point, I think knowing that the power, and knowing that power and feeling good about it, and at the same time that responsibility, I think, and that comes with your question with this grief I feel like, it's lonely, and knowing that there are other women out there, there are other people of color out there, and it's like they're feeling that and reaching the hand out and offering to mentor and offering to bring people along, just like when I knocked on the door for folks, they've brought me along.